I want to thank you both for returning today for a mediation session. Last time we laid down the ground rules for this process. Are there any more rules that you feel needs to be reiterated or added before we move forward?
No, I think you covered it last time.
Okay. I'll begin today by informing the both of you that we will start by setting an agenda to work with moving forward with this process. Before I go on, does the order in which we discuss events mattering to your dispute matter to either of you? No?
No.
Okay. So gathered from my notes from the last session, it's been brought to my attention that Amanda does not believe that her accent should undermine her performance and, most importantly, her grade on her presentation. On the other side, Sam firmly believes that the presentation was well done, however, stands the ground that Amanda deserved a B because the accent in which the presentation was given wouldn't be cut out for the business world. Is that correct for the both of you?
Yes.
Is it safe to say that the two core values we will be moving forward with in negotiations is the accent and the grade? Are these points okay with both of you? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll be moving forward with brainstorming, and the two questions that I want you to kind of think about and write stuff down for is what alternatives or settlements are you willing to explore or provide regarding the letter grade, and also in regards to the accent. So if you guys want to take a few minutes to jot down some ideas, we'll pick back up. Are you both ready to move forward, or do you need more time?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. I just want to make a disclosure that all opinions and ideas will be treated with respect, and that you are both encouraged to think about the problem in new lights and new ways from the opposite side, and hopefully we can build on the ideas to come to a conclusion that's desirable by the both of you. If we're going to achieve a solution that meets these interests, would each of you be satisfied in terms of the grade and the accent?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Now that we can begin with the negotiations, doesn't matter which one of you I start with?
You can go first.
Okay. So do you want to go ahead and show us what you come up with?
Sure. So as it pertains to my grade, I still am standing firm that I do not want to redo my assignment just because of my accent. Professor Sam said that I did really well, my content was good, and that if it were not for the way that I speak, I would get an A. And so I'm not willing to redo that. However, if it were to improve my grade, I would be willing to take the voice lessons if it meant that Professor Sam would reconsider and give me that A that I think I deserve.
Like you said, I thought your presentation was very well done. I appreciate that you're finally listening to me about the voice lessons. I know that I've kind of been encouraging you to take them for a while. So one of the reasons I gave you that B was kind of to get your attention. If you're willing to take the voice lessons, I would be willing to move your grade up to an A, as without making you retake the presentation. And I can't make any promises right now, but I can definitely do a little bit of research and speak to my department chair and see if he would be willing to kind of find some funding for these lessons.
Okay.
Okay. So to kind of reiterate on what was said, Amanda, you are willing to take the voice lessons, but not redo the assignment, and Sam, you're fine with not redoing the assignment as long as she takes the voice lessons.
Yes.
Is there the possibility of, how is she supposed to approach the voice lessons? Does she have to pay for them? Is there any alternatives that you could possibly
I'll
explore with that?
speak to my department and see if I can find some funding. We usually have some funding set aside for professional development for our students every year, so I don't think it should be an issue for me to put in a request for this. However, I would like the voice lessons to be completed before finals week because I would need time to change the grade after the voice lessons have been completed.
Okay.
And Amanda, are you okay with these terms?
Yeah, I agree to those terms. And I'd be willing to take the voice lessons if they are able to be paid for by the department. But I would also request, if I'm taking voice lessons, that Professor Sam look into a course in cultural competency, just to be more aware and more, I guess, in tune to different cultures and the way that they speak, so that future students don't have to go through this just because I was really hurt and offended by the comments that were made.
I apologize if I hurt you. I definitely just wanted what was best for you. I see you as a very promising student, and I just really wanted you to invest your time in these voice lessons because I think it could really help you moving forward. I wasn't aware that something like an accent could, hold so much, be so important to an individual. So I would be willing to look into taking some type of course to educate me more about that as soon as you finish the voice lessons.
Okay.
So based on those terms, are we all kind of in agreement to move forward with me actually writing up the agreement of
Yeah.
to conclude this?
Yes.
Okay. So if y'all give me a moment, I'll go ahead and write up the agreement on the terms that we have discussed and the time distinguishments on when all this needs to be concluded by.
Okay.
Okay, so here are each of your agreements.
Thank you.
We're undergoing with a memorandum of understanding. I would like to state, and you can see on pages right now, my intent is not to draft a legally binding contract. However, any assigned agreement may have legal implications. Each of you may wish to seek, if you can wish to seek the advice of legal counsel before signing this document if you wish. It is here where I request that both of you sign if you are comfortable with doing so. Some of the terms, just highlighting again, Amanda must complete voice lessons provided by, the pay will be provided by the department by the end of the semester, a week before finals week, wherein she will not be required to redo the presentation. However, Sam, you will also be required to complete a cultural competency course by the time that she finishes her voice lessons. Are we in agreement over these terms?
Yes.
And of course, the letter grade will change to an A from a B. If you're ready, you can go ahead and sign your documents unless you wish to see counsel. Okay. I would like to thank you, Sam and Amanda, for both staying true throughout this mediation process and for coming to an agreement over your dispute. The session is now over.